There you are. It's rather rude of you to keep a lady waiting. I'll forgive you, though. It gave me a chance to dip into my notes about the Circle of Archmagi. One does not simply waltz into an Archmage's domain unprepared. Tell me, dearie, how much do you know about Ringrim? Oh, lovely. Then you know what we're up against. Oh, her spells are legendary. The Circle of Archmagi are the most powerful magical beings in Aora. Whatever the reason, the fact that she's here at all is significant. Oh, Aldra's titties. The Circle sent the Archmage of Terror. Oh, she's just brilliant. Well, Nakukubel is the largest of the godless ruins. It's still got its share of secrets. There must be something in there of interest to Ringrim. Probably something powerful. I knew I liked you, darling. I'll be with you every step of the way. Those Steel Garrote bastards stole all my research about the Godless. They'll get to the garden first over their dead bodies. I can show you the way to Ringrim's domain, but we should travel lean. The less of us there are, the less likely she'll take notice. You'll need me to get you in the door, so who's staying behind?
Naturally. Just don't do anything I wouldn't do. Really, though, that would be dangerous. We'll catch up later, Yatsli. Take care of the envoy for me.
Perfect. Oh, this is going to be fun.
How do you feel about poetry?
Poetry? What? Why the hell are you asking me about poetry?
Do you like it? Come on, you can tell me. Say if you like.
Wait. I think I have the dream script.
quiet, Nimdut.
Who needs fabric? We still have stuff.
Don't forget your friend. Fish! Get your fish!
Ah, you know what that makes me think of.
This and a drop of good spice rum won't do us any harm. A drop of good spice rum won't do us any harm. A drop of good spice rum won't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind. And we'll roll the old barrel. And we'll roll the old Ferris wheel along. We'll roll the old Ferris wheel along. We'll roll the old Ferris wheel along. And we'll all hang on behind. Oh, skirting on transport won't do us any harm. Oh, skirting on transport won't do us any harm. Oh, skirting on transport won't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on.
Minowa! Thank goodness I found you. I must share this with you.
You shouldn't have.
No, this is important. Stay a moment. Let me speak. Minowa, how thy waves do break upon my haggard shore. The horizon of thy smile filleth me to the gunwales.
Honestly, Umato.
Thy seagull cry pierceth my heart.
Yeah.
Clear the decks, that I might spirit thee away. Together we sail smooth as the stars guideth our way.
You're so creative.
Oh, you hesitate. Have I offended you somehow? Do you doubt my regard for you?
Well, you did compare me to a seagull.
Listening to Yatsley's thoughts about godless ruins is one thing. Bringing her along for the rest of the trip is something else. I don't know, she's alright, okay? But how would she know how to get to the garden? If she's read anything about the garden, it was written centuries ago. Obviously, things have changed since then. Bothered? Pedraku. It's my job to guide you as safely as possible. What you're doing isn't safe. I'll go along with whatever you decide. Just don't be disappointed when she doesn't show you what you wanted to see. Anyway. Right. What do you... Right. Changing the subject? You too. I suppose if you're on a wild goose chase, there are worse places to do it. At least I know how to deal with those sorts of things. Rope, lantern, extra water skins. Yatsley's got you going in all sorts of abandoned ruins. Who knows what's down there? More questions, most likely. And spiders. Nothing, I'm fine. Forget I said anything. I just want to make sure we've covered all the options before we dive headfirst into another deadly ruin. Right. Just keep it in mind, I guess. Anyway. Not before I've done some reading.
The dream scourge is getting worse. First our land, then our animals. Now our people. If we don't put a stop to it, we're looking at the end of the living lands. How can anyone expect us to do both? As if the Dream Scourge wasn't enough of a problem, the Adherents are profiting off our misfortune. They haven't come to help us. They're here to exploit our weakness. Agreed. They can no longer hide in the shadow of benevolence. It's too bad. We're fighting for our lives, our souls, and our freedom. I don't know if we can win all three. You really think so? My apologies for acting cynical, but it feels as if nature, politics, and even the very gods are working against us. I don't appreciate being backed into a corner, but here I am. Despite everything that's happened, I'm so grateful to be working with Yatsli. In many ways, Quilichi has been like a second father to me. But Yatsli, she's like my dirty aunt who's up to no good. Not only can she fight, she can hold her liquor. Couldn't even tell you where it goes. While I have your attention, I've been thinking. Why is Inquisitor Ludwig suddenly interested in godless ruins? She's a smart one. I'll give her that. We should be ready for anything. Something tells me Ludwig isn't finished with us yet. Pleasant dreams.
Thirdborn. If it weren't for the Leviathan skeleton in the middle of town, I'd hardly recognize the place. Well, that's what I'm trying to nail down. You ever come back to a place and feel like the buildings are smaller and the colors are duller? And home just wasn't the same. Thirdborn was always this rugged oasis. Dangerous and out of the way, but bursting with vitality. It was a harbor for larger-than-life types. People like Capo, the Leviathan Slayer, and Tama. Glory seekers, trophy hunters, warriors trying to leave their battles behind. People who built around their stories and their scars. I guess it felt like one, too. Hardtack and Merc brew after a long day's patrol tasted better than any feast. Being back, it felt like we were watching Thirdborn die a slow death. Yeah, but I thought age was supposed to bring wisdom. Something to balance out the back pains and creaky knees. I think what's eating at me is that Thirdborn seems rudderless. The Dream Scourge is one threat. Conflict with Adir is another. The Living Lands is changing, and Thirdborn feels like a barnacle on a moving ship. Temeriti's leading them as best she can, but towards what? What are we doing out here besides surviving? And right now, They're drifting. Yeah. What about you? You were sent by your Emperor to investigate the Dream Scourge. Since then, you've died, met a secret god, and gotten swept up in tensions between your empire and our scattered settlements. Between releasing Egwolf and thwarting the Steel Garrote and Emerald Stair, you've opposed your empire's interests. Do you know what you're sailing towards, or are you drifting with the tides? That kind of clarity is rare. Your Emperor's lucky to have you. Thanks for talking. I hope Thirdborn is able to find its way somehow. A marker of his service to Thirdborn's defense. And something that helps his comrades identify his remains, if needed.
You always hope it won't come to that.
You hope it won't, but you know it might. It's an old Rauatayan naval tradition that Thirdborn's kept alive. And another debt I owe him. I can take watch. I'll be up a while anyway. Did that artifact get warmer? That looked... right.
For the camp of an official Adiran envoy, I was expecting a little more. A proper bed, at least. But I suppose this will do for now. As long as you have a bath, of course. I always ask nicely. But as riveting as it is to complain about our accommodations, I imagine you have another topic in mind? I appreciate it, Envoy, but I think I need a moment to gather my thoughts. Can we save that talk for once I've freshened up a bit? I'm the only buyer you'll find here, and I already have the jar. A lesson for next time, darling. It's always worth some haggling. Unfortunately, it's been quite some time since I've met another who focused on the godless as I do. And I imagine I'd be more knowledgeable on the subject than anyone else you could find. I've yet to be burned in a single flame trap, and I don't intend to start anytime soon. Fair guess, though. When I got my first grimoire as a child, I was trying out some of the fancy new spells I'd been given. I was attempting a simple illusion spell, but I must have slurred my words. The next thing I know, everything was on fire. That was my assumption as well. Barrett's balls. It's nice to know I won't have to dumb things down with you. What is childhood but for silly things? When else can you get away with arson? My father was able to pull me from the flames as my mother doused them. I burned myself badly enough to give myself some vivid dreams, but the house still stood at the end. Of course. Now I only burn those that deserve it, like mosquitoes and university administrators. The only lasting damage was my burn mark and the dreams. Nightmares are still dreams, Envoy. Just not ones you'd recommend to others. They're not nearly as enjoyable as my more provocative dreams. Oh. Well, just be sure to have a quick release knot if you ever make that fantasy reality. Someone should learn from my mistakes. I certainly have no intention to.
That's one use for rigging.
As delightful as you are, we've much to do and less time to do it in. Shall we go? Oh, Envoy, might I steal a moment of your time? We need to discuss what happened in Emerald Stair, don't you think? Look, I lost more research than I'd like to count. But Fiora and its people are safe. That's what matters. Thank you, Envoy. I don't know how you managed it, but whatever you did, you averted disaster. That being said, your ambassador is going to get an earful, and possibly a fistful, next time we're in Paradise. Envoy, you'll find that I'm unreasonable from time to time, so hush. At least we were able to get everyone to safety. Though with everything happening in Thirdborn, safe might be relative. At least I know Temerity will keep an eye on them. I think she knows what'll happen if she doesn't. I know, and she knows. Let's leave it at that. Oh, I didn't move to Fiora until I was 20. Or somewhere around there, give or take a few years. You see, Emerald Stair has Naku Tedek. For a young and aspiring godless scholar, it was a godsend, if you'll forgive the pun. And, as a young at heart godless scholar, I've traveled outside the stair to other ruins. That's how I met Temerity. Thirdborn's close to Naku Kubel, and a girl's gotta eat sometime. Who says I did? I still go out often. I've catalogued many ruins, but there are always more. And coming home to a warm welcome is lovely. You should try it sometime, darling. Oh, part of it is my sparkling personality, of course, but a larger part of it is time. It's hard to hate someone when they drop by your lab with lunch after you've forgotten to eat again. It's so much easier to do when you're younger. Now, I enjoy eating and watching Quilici cook far too much. My mother always said that the way to a man's heart was through his stomach. Quilici and I got together the old-fashioned way, though. I saw a beautiful man across a smoky tavern. Then I dazzled him with my delightful personality. Then he showed me an abandoned ruin outside of town, and I was hooked. Oh, it's not a fairy tale, darling. We've been happy for the most part. Any rough patches got smoothed over well enough. I only thought about killing him once or twice. He's probably thought the same a bit more. It's hard to believe that things have changed so much recently. Any sense of safety just went poof. It makes you wonder how everything will turn out. Right. The city can be replaced, but not its residents. Thank you, Envoy. I feel a little less frazzled. I've got a lot to think on. Talk to you soon? Try not to have too much fun without me. How can I help, darling? Don't let the bedbugs bite, dearie. You think those Adirans were onto something? Or were they onto something before you ended their studies? Do you think they could have cured the Dream Scourge? Dearie, the best science has a little danger attached. I just hope we made the right decision. I suppose you're right. But we missed an opportunity to learn more, and we won't get such a chance again. I hate to see it slip through our fingers. Had you left them to their own devices, who knows what we would have gained? A cure might sound far-fetched, but what if they found treatments for the Dream Scourge? And even other ailments? But our loss, I suppose. Well, that's all I had to say. I'll let you get back to whatever you were doing. Unless there's something else you want to chat about? How can I help, darling? Always a pleasure, Envoy.
Yatsley. And all of these...
Seeds of change. Their petals sprout across the barren land. They sing to the unwanted ones, and the unwanted ones sprout in turn. The soil remembers what it once was. It will soon be whole, safe. A name given to the land, not asked for. You see why the parasites are loathed? The soil does not want these cities. It yearns for silence, for the kestrel song. But first, the sprouted ones will grow. They will bring the stillness and the birdsong. The dam falls. The river returns to its source. It is how the land was and should always be. We want all of them gone. We wish for life to flourish again. Efforts paid in blood. They lie to the earth. To themselves. Death nourishes the soil. All things come from the rot. The spider devours her mate to lay her eggs. We ponder, dream of shifting sands now. We will speak again.
I thought I told you to bugger off. What do you want? I don't think so. Speak up or I walk. Well, I don't smell his rumsick flop sweat on the wind, so he can't be nearby. He must have sent you to do his dirty work. Go on, then. try to kill me. I know that's why you're here. Why do you think I was so rude to you the first time? Aside from despising you and everyone like you, I mean. I knew Nagunu or one of his lackeys would come sniffing around eventually. He's been trying to kill me for years. The man's obsessed. That's funny. Now tell me what he really said. A little reunion. Cute. What did Taue and Koa say to that? Well, my answer's the same either way. No. I'm sure he put on a good show for you. And shit, maybe he really is lonely. But I have no doubt he's been up in that little lighthouse of his in Thirdborn plotting our demise. So no, I won't share a drink with him, and you can tell him I said so. I don't care what Taue does, and Koa should know better than to trust him. Much as I miss our best days, Envoy. They're not my crew anymore. I surely hope so. So long, Envoy. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah. Yeah. So bad. What'll I tell everyone back home? Oh, praise Andra. Help at last. My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I can't face those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. So, can you just go in and see what happened to everyone? Please? Oh, Temerity sent you. I suppose I'm happy to hear that she's worried about us. Oh, thank you. We made badges together before we came out here, and everyone should still have theirs. Find those, and you'll find the squad. Be sure to come back as soon as you learn anything.
Well, that was fun.
The poor dear. He didn't stand a chance. Keep quiet.
Everyone sink!
Put it down! Put it down!
Black 10!
Even more. I know this.
Look right! Well done!
On the left.
Your left!
Something nearby.
Envoy, watch your left.
Left!
One moment.
Yeah. You there? Over here. At least you took care of those bastards. I'm glad I got to see some vengeance served. Don't know why you're here, stranger, but I'm grateful you are. You're not even here to deal with the Zorbs themselves. I suppose I should be grateful you're here at all, right? We arrived at the cave last night, made camp, and it all went downhill from there. Just the four of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki, trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
Yes, because there was no fighting force better to save the city than 5 untrained civilians.
Someone had to do it. The guards are stretched thin, and with all of the dream thralls, there aren't many willing to go looking for trouble. Look, after what happened in Fior, we had to make sure it didn't happen here. The Zorbs were our first official mission. Like I said, someone had to do it. Private Naoki was on watch, but I guess he fell asleep because the scaly bastards ambushed us. It was a massacre. Most died then. The rest ran off in all different directions, screaming. Naoki must have gotten away in the chaos. The gods have a cruel sense of humor to save just him. Private Naoki is a fool and a coward. Since we left Thirdborn, he's been running his mouth. We got to hear how many Zorps he's gonna kill and who he thinks is afflicted. The town's been talking about nothing but Fior and the Dream Scourge. I think it got to him.
It crawls into our mind as it crawls into theirs.
It's probably why he was the first one out, because it was all suddenly real. Even if the captain had been acting weird lately, there were 1,000 better reasons for it. No, Captain Ruiki was fine. We were all fine, no matter what Private Naoki thinks. If you don't believe me, check her journal. That should be enough to please you. If anything, it might finally convince that idiot Naoki. Here, take my badge. Take everyone's. Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them. I don't have long. Let me stay and enjoy the silence before Barath takes me. Please, let me spend my final moments in peace.
Right behind you. That it?
There's something here. something nearby. It's weird that a soldier's entire life comes down to these tiny badges.
Would it help if the badges were larger?
Badges were larger? Maybe if they were made of gold. What do you think? One moment.
At least it's a beautiful place. This looks like it could fit in that artifact we found, actually. Let's try it out.
Got something. Something nearby. There's something here. Something nearby.
It looks easy when you do it.
Odd place for a camp. Not very defensible. Sounds like they were dead already. They just didn't know it yet. There's something here. Got some. There's something here.
Hello again. Have you found anything? Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby? I heard it all often and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you? What happened? Wow. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. I hope for the best, of course, but... Look, I don't know what you think you know, or what he told you, but I know what I saw. The captain had been acting weird for days. She was giving orders to people who weren't there, yelling at us over nothing. Not just the captain either. Manu was jumpier than usual. Kiri seemed compelled to echo our words back to us. Even Sergeant Asui began muttering to himself. It was more than just stress. I'm not some idiot who can't tell the difference. Everyone was sick. And it was only a matter of time before it was brought home the third born. If you saw them, you'd agree with me. Someone had to leave and let the others know what happened. Look, you either believe me or you don't. Just give me their badges and I'll let their families know. I am not a coward. Look, I would not just leave them to die for no reason. A swarm of Zorps attacked in the dead of the night. What was I supposed to do, huh? Stick around and die with everyone? I'm not a coward! There was no other option. Take it back. Or else, I'll reclaim my honor. That's it. Draw your weapon. To the death.
Someone is good to me now.
Take a moment, people.
Needs fabric. We still have stock.
Don't forget your friend Daiko and his complete legal package that you said you'd pick up.
Give me the news. I just want this sordid story over with. Any real soldier would know the worst crime against his brothers in arms is desertion. He should have stayed with them to the end. I'll make sure these badges are given to the surviving families.